It is a beautiful morning to you all. Welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show. Come to you from Carnival Radio. And this is the newspaper review. Good morning, everyone, and welcome once again. My name is Joseph Oyukola. On newspaper review this morning, I have the French newspaper with me. I have Punch newspaper, I have Vanguard, I have The Nation, I have Daily Post newspaper. But to bring the news, here are the headlines. From the Punch newspaper, power rotation debate eat up as North reviews Tinubu's scorecard. Rescue of Chibok girls, Liha Sharibu, still national priority, says federal government. Poor police pension killing morale in service, says IG. Federal government vows to end era of strikes in tertiary institutions. 2027, Peter Obi likely to return to PDP as party zones presidential ticket to southern Nigeria. Now to the news in details. The long simmering debate over Nigerians' power rotation arrangement flared up again on Tuesday as northern political leaders, technocrats, traditional rulers, and civil society actors converged in Kaduna to assess President Bola Tinubu's performance 2 years into his tenure. The high-powered meeting convened by the Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation and held at the historic Arewa House brought together some of the most influential voices from across the 19 northern states and the Federal Capital Territory. The two-day event themed assessing electoral promises, fostering government-citizen engagement for national unity, underscored both the region's worth in national politics and the urgency of the questions being asked about Nigeria's future under Tinubu. Top dignitaries in attendance included the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, and other service chiefs, all Northerners appointed by Tinubu. Representing the Tinubu, Akume assured the gathering that Tinubu's renewed hope agenda was already delivering results. In what appeared to be a warning to northern politicians already preparing for 2027, Akume reminded the gathering that by the principle of rotation, the North turn would not come until 2031. He urged patience, saying, "Let us be patient. Nigeria will not cease to exist before 2031. When it's your turn, the nation will know. The Medubet Forum expressed agreement with Akume on the issue of power rotation in Nigeria in an interview with newsmen. In Jos on Tuesday, national president of the Middle Belt Forum, Bitros Pogu, said as long as the country practices rotation, which is gentleman's agreement, rather than constitutional provision, Akume's statement that the North should wait until 2031 for the presidency holds water. More details on the story read. Please read forward on the Punch newspaper. Power rotation debate eat up as North reviews Tinubu scorecard. Meanwhile, the federal government has reiterated its commitment to securing the release of the remaining abducted Chibok schoolgirls and Lihan Sharibu, assuring Nigerians that the girls have not been forgotten despite the passage of time. 82 of 276 girls were abducted by Boko Haram from the government girls' secondary school in Chibok, Oyo State, on April 14, 2014. 11 years later, 7 girls are still believed to be in captivity. Similarly, Lian Sharibu was among the 110 schoolgirls kidnapped by Islamic State West African Province fighters from the government Girls Science and Technical College, Dapichi, Yobe State, on February 19, 2018. While others were released, Lian, the only Christian among them, remains in captivity. Speaking during a multi-agency meeting on anti-kidnapping, organized in collaboration with the United Kingdom National Crime Agency in Abuja on Tuesday, National Coordinator of National Counter-Terrorism Center, Major General Adamu Laka, stated that while some of the kidnapped girls had been rescued over the years, efforts to free the remaining ones had not relented. He said since when they were kidnapped, those who were rescued were not just rescued one time. It was a gradual process. Negotiations were conducted to get them out. Operations were conducted. Further, Laka noted that silence in the media did not equate to inaction or indifference from the government. Laka also provided updates on the activities of the multi-agency anti-kidnap fusion cell, domiciled at the National Counter-Terrorism Center, which was commissioned by National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu on December 19, 2024. He explained that since its activation, the cell has served as a central hub for intelligence sharing and coordination, supporting military and law enforcement agencies across the country to respond effectively to kidnapping incidents. To strengthen its response, he said the center launched a state-level expansion initiative that involves deploying anti-kidnap liaison officers from the Nigerian Police Force and Department of State Services in all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. This news was sourced from the Vanguard newspaper. Rescue of Chibok girls. Lian Sharibu still national priority, says federal government. In the meantime, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has raised concerns over the plight of retired officers under the contributory pension scheme, saying many live in humiliating conditions. He said the hardship has installed fear and anxiety among serving officers, weakening morale across the ranks. He stated that during a meeting with senior police officers in Abuja. On July 21, 2025, retired police officers protested in Abuja, lamenting their poor treatment and humiliating pension payment. During the protest, they demanded to be removed from the contributory pension scheme, which they claimed had been short-changing them. Igwetokun, speaking in Abuja on Tuesday, said the living conditions of retired officers were unacceptable given the sacrifices they made in service. Also, Igwetokun said the poor state of retirees was affecting the morale of serving officers. He added that while the police leadership supported existing the scheme, decisions must be guided by prudence and strategy to avoid future pitfalls. Igwetokun noted that efforts to sensitize officers about the CPS had been misunderstood. This news was sourced from the Nation newspaper. For police pension, killing morale in service, says IG. In another news, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, says the federal government is committed to ending the era of strikes in Nigerian tertiary institutions, promising improved engagement and fulfillment of agreement with academic unions. Alausa gave the assurance during an interview with newsmen on Tuesday, saying President Bola Tinubu had issued a firm directive to prevent further disruptions in tertiary education. He emphasized the need for better relations with the unions and for government to demonstrate sincerity. Alausa said previous administrations had failed to implement agreements reached with the unions. Addressing concerns about salary delays raised by some lecturers, Alausa clarified that the government had not stopped paying wages. This news was sourced from the Post newspaper. Federal government vows to end era of strikes in tertiary institutions. On to the last news on newspaper revealed this morning. Indications have emerged as to why the former Labour Party LP presidential candidate Peter Obi is likely to return to the People's Democratic Party (PDP). The revelation comes amid moves by the former Senate President Bukola Saraki led reconciliation committee to settle all aggrieved members of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), which may likely yield its biggest result, the return of Obi to the party. Obi, who was the running mate to former PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar in 2019, decamped to the Labour Party in 2002. While in Labour Party, Obi contested for the presidency in 2023 and came third behind Atiku of the PDP and the eventual winner President Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress (APC). Prior to election, Obi and his team had harnessed Nigerian youth into obedient movement which almost blanked the entire Nigeria. 3 weeks ago, Obi was part of the opposition coalition that adopted the African Democratic Congress (ADC), but he has refused to officially dump the Labour Party, stressing that he was still a member of the party. Why? The PDP has been walloped in leadership crisis since its 2002 presidential primary election that saw Atiku emerging as its presidential flag bearer. The crises were linked to the party's failure to adhere to the zoning arrangement. The party was meant to zone its presidential tickets to the south because its then national chairman hailed from the north, but that arrangement was never adhered to, a situation that led to the lingering crisis. But the Saraki-led reconciliation committee has been meeting with all aggrieved party members with the aim of uniting the party ahead of the 2027 election. This news was sourced from the Post newspaper. 2027, Peter Obi likely to return to PDP as party zones presidential ticket to southern Nigeria. To bring the newspaper review to a close this morning, here is the recap of headlines. Power rotation debate it up as not reviews Tinubu's scorecard. Rescue of Chibok girls, Lihan Sharibu, still national priority, says federal government. Police poor patient killing morale in service, says IG. Federal government vows to end era of strikes in tertiary institutions. 2027, Peter Obi likely to return to PDP as party zones presidential ticket to southern Nigeria. And with that, we've come to the end of newspaper review. Thank you very much for listening. You can download Carnival Media app from Google Play Store and App iOS. You can also check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name remains Jesse for your color. Good morning, and please do well to enjoy the rest of your day.